Hey everybody, it's Glidercat and it is time to play. Today we are going to start what I call a preview season of a new game called Outpost Engineer. Now this is not generally available yet. It's not even in early access yet as I record this, but it's a game I've had on my wish list for a while. I've had my eye on it. I begged the developer a few times for a key so I could start looking at it. And after the third request, I think that's when he finally granted me a key. So now I can bring this to you. Again, I'm calling this a preview season. It's very, very early. So there's more development to happen on this game for sure. We may encounter some bugs as we play, and we may have to start over. We'll just see. I've played this for about, I'd say, maybe 4 hours through a couple different plays. I didn't get real far with it. So we'll see how far we get. There is a lot of gameplay here. It's a little tricky in the beginning, so we will just take it one step at a time. And again, just want to emphasize that this is a very early look. I want to get this game on your radar, though. You can wishlist this now in Steam and follow it. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this as it develops, and after this preview season, we'll likely have some follow-up seasons as well. I think this game has a lot of promise and it looks pretty cool. As you can tell, it's a voxel style. It's the non-cube voxel style, and you'll see what I mean as we play. But let's just jump in. I'm starting a new game. I'm just going to call it GC Preview Season, and I'm going to hit Create. It says it is the year 2546. You will be sent to a newly discovered oceanic planet through a one-directional wormhole. Your task is to set up a research base, establish communication to Earth, and finally open a stable wormhole portal so that we can prepare the planet for colonization. Awesome. Let's just hit create. All right, it's just saying it's an early access version. Feedback is appreciated. All right, here we go. It takes a while to load the world. I may fast forward through here. All right, we're back. I did a quick little fast forward there. It doesn't take much time, though, for the world to generate. Maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes. I don't even think it was that long. So let's get started. It looks in the bottom right like we're on planet TRAPPIST-1E. There's a surface temperature there of 277 to 291 Kelvin. I'm not sure how that comes into play. We just had a little fog around us dissipate here, so we have been beamed down to the planet's surface. And it's time for us to figure out what to do. We look in the top right hand of the screen. You'll see it says Earth Directives, and it says your first tool, gather sticks, then gather stones, and craft a pickaxe. So let's head over to this stuff sticking out of the ground, and I'm just going to press the E key. Now I'm going to click. Okay, so as I click, it just says grass. I'm not getting anything in my inventory. Let me hit I, nothing. So the grass is not collectible. Let's head over to this bush, and I'm just going to, again, hit the primary mouse button. Boom, there comes a stick. Let's grab a few of them while we're here. And I have to do a fresh click each time, but that mechanic may change. So let's get 10 sticks just so we have them on hand. All right, so it looks like we've satisfied that goal. Now we got to gather stones. And right now we're on top of basalt. If I left click here, I'm not going to get anything. I need a pickaxe for that. But we're going to look for some stone, and I kind of know what to look for just from playing through the first couple times. So let's walk along the coast. I think that's where I found stone last time. Of course, in this playthrough, I probably won't find it. Looks like there might be some stone back straight ahead. Let's try. Kind of has this color to it. Let's see if that's stone. That says sandstone. I think I can collect this. Nope, looks like I need an axe for that as well. That is ore of some sort. Looks like this is iron ore. Right now we need stone. That's all sandstone. Again, I can't collect that. Let's find stone. Let's see. Last time I found it by the coast. Now I've got a big patch of something here. What is this? This is more tin ore. So that'll come in handy in a bit. Again, I'm looking for a stone deposit. They have been right by the coast, right where I zoomed in the last couple of games, so I'm not seeing any. We're going to go down the coast here a little bit. I'm just hitting shift to move a little faster. What is this? Probably sand, desert sand. We may loop around the other direction and see if we can find stone. I'm just not seeing it. It's light gray. So, maybe here. No, that looks like ore. Yep, we've got more iron, tin ore there. Desert sand. All right, I am not seeing stone. Let's go up a little bit further here. I see a couple different textures here. That could just be ore. All right, that's rock. Now, if I go ahead and I just click on this, I can harvest some stones here. So let's just do that. Let me just check my terminology. These are stones. And if we hit this with a pickaxe, we'll get rock. Right now, we can just harvest a bunch of stones. Let's grab, we grab 15 of these. Just random number here to get started. Make it 16. Okay, now we need to craft a pickaxe. So let me go into my inventory. And I can see I've got a couple choices here to actually craft. Here's my inventory off to the left. I can trash things. And then on the right side, I have a couple options to craft. It says craft a pickaxe. So let's do that. Boom. Just click it once and it starts crafting. Okay, so now we've got the pickaxe. And we've got our new set of objectives here in the top right. We've got create an anvil, place the anvil, and access the anvil. So we've got an anvil here. Takes 8 stones. We collected a bunch. So let's go ahead and click that and get that crafted. All right. So we've satisfied that objective. Oops, I'm getting a little glitch here as I scroll or as I mouse over. Let's see where we want to place the anvil. This isn't a bad patch here. It's kind of flat. We're going to be building a few things, and so it'd be nice to have like a little bit of a flat patch of land to work with. Let's just plop the anvil down right here. So to do that, I'm just going to scroll on my hotbar down at the bottom of the screen till I get to the anvil. Left mouse button, there it is. And to rotate it, it says R, so let's do that. Only have a couple orientations here. It's not a ton. But let's see here. Let's just drop it down right there. So we've satisfied that, and then we access the anvil. We just have to click on it. I think left click does it. The E key also does it. So interact or just left click right now works. That could change down the road. Again, it's early access, or very early, even before early access. All right, so we've got some new directives from Earth. Create a furnace. So craft a furnace, place the furnace, and smelt a copper bar. So here we've got some new items we can craft now that we're at the anvil. Here's the furnace. It takes 10 stones. We've only got 7. Let's go fetch some more stones. Kind of know where that stone deposit is. I'm getting a little bit of hiccups as I mouse to the left and right to change my field of view. Let's head over here to the stone. We'll harvest some more of this. Again, I'm just going to use, I don't have any tool selected. I'm just collecting stones here. Clicking for each one. Let's get 20. I have a feeling we're going to need more of these, and we'll save some trips if we get some now. All right, 22. Here we go. Let's head on back to where our anvil is and see what else we need. That's an interesting looking tree. Look at that thing. That's interesting. All right. We're going to be chopping wood here before long. All right. Let's go ahead and craft our furnace. That'll get us started. And what's it say? It says place the furnace and smelt a copper bar. Let's go ahead and place that furnace next to our anvil. It's a bit bigger. Again, I'm having a little bit of oddness here with the mouse, but let's just rotate this. And how about right there for the furnace? So that is placed. Now, if we look at the top right, we have to smelt a copper bar. If If I interact with the furnace, just click on it. It looks like I'm going to need to provide some fuel and then some ore. So let's see. And then we can pick a recipe here. We've got copper bars, tin bars, or bronze bars. And bronze are the ones that look like they take copper and tin. So that's why we've got 2 input slots here. Let's set the recipe at copper bar. And then let's go see. I think we can use these sticks for fuel. So we'll pop those in there. And now we need to get some, it's telling us 2 copper ore per bar. Let's go get some copper ore. I saw some right nearby. There's actually a little tiny patch of it right here, I think. So there's our copper. I'm going to move the hotbar over to the pickaxe and then just left click on this. And here comes some copper ore. Let's grab 10 of these while we're here. And we can see they automatically get placed in the hotbar. We can always move them off the hotbar, but it shows us how many we've got. Ooh, we actually went down a level in the terrain, that is. All right, we've got 10 copper ore. We're probably going to need to get more sticks or some other fuel source. But for now, let's go ahead and drop this copper ore into the furnace, and off it goes. We're making copper bars. While that's doing its thing, I am going to collect some more sticks for fuel. Ooh, that one only had 1 stick in the whole bush. And that's because I clicked on the, because I'm using the pickaxe, it takes down the bush. And we only got 5 sticks out of that in one shot. But it destroys the bush. If you just do it without using the pickaxe, you collect them only one at a time. But I noticed that the bush sticks around. So it's a little more infinite resource. Again, the game's still in its early development, so a lot of these mechanics could change. But I wanted to put together this preview season just to give you a flavor of what this game is about and what's coming, what's on its way. All right, we've got plenty of wood now. Let's hop in here. Let's drop 10 of those back in there and let it keep smelting. We got 4 bars, 5 bars, so it used up all the copper. Let's see if we have any more directives from Earth here in the top right. I don't see anything. So I'm going to hit the H key. So just the letter H. And now we've got a whole list of hints and tips, but also kind of missions. So we did the first tool thing. Let's just read what it says here. It says a pickaxe will allow you to break up terrain and chop down trees. Okay. Find a tree with leaves. Hover over its leaves, tap them, a stick will drop. Okay, then gather stones. We did that. It says find a boulder or find rocky terrain. We were able to find just a deposit of stone here on the beach, basically. So we did that. We got some stones. We built our pickaxe. That wasn't too bad, pretty easy. Let's move this forward and see what's next. Create the anvil. So this just explains what we did with the anvil. We'll keep moving. Craft the furnace. We did that. We smelted the copper bar. And now it jumps from smelting a copper bar to establishing a satellite array. So there's a bit of a jump in the tutorial here, but let's just keep moving through. Eventually, we're going to have a satellite array. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Building materials. You can build structures using stone, concrete, wood, and metal blocks. If you have a raw material block in your action bar, such as planks, stone blocks, or concrete blocks, you can left click and place them in the world. All right, so it's telling us how we can build structures. Buildings not create square blocks, but make smooth connections, so it may take some getting used to. Feel free to experiment. You can easily build ramps and slopes. So again, like I mentioned at the top of the video, this is a voxel game, but it's not the pure square block kind of voxel. It's a little bit of like a blended terrain. I'm sure there's a technical term for it. We'll see it as we play. It's kind of obvious as you see that there's a little bit of blending between the edges of the blocks here. So I think it looks kind of cool. All right, stone cutter blocks can be crafted at the stone cutter. Alternatively, it may be useful to use a dedicated drill to mine rocks. Rocks can easily be converted into stone blocks and concrete in small constructors. Okay, so that'll be important later. Okay, it talks about electricity here. To distribute electricity, you require a generator, power poles, and copper cables to connect wires between them. And then equip and use copper cables to connect electrical machines with power poles. While holding a copper cable, select the power pole, then select close by machine or other power pole. We'll see that. I have managed to do that in a previous playthrough. Let's keep going and see what else is here. Craft a drill. Place it on an ore patch or mineral. Drills can also be placed on rock to mine stone. Once you unlock more recipes, more possibilities for drilling will become available, and then provide electricity. We're definitely going to be doing that. Let's keep moving through. Research is a two-step process. First step is to analyze resources with the molecular analyzer. So I haven't built that yet. This will require data cubes. Scanning the same resource type has diminishing returns. All right. Second step is to communicate these findings, data cubes, back to Earth using the satellite array. In return, you will receive research points, which can be exchanged for new blueprint schematics. Not sure what that's about. I haven't done that yet. And then the last little tip here is advanced. It says clicking the middle mouse button copies the currently selected target for building. All right. And then while placing blocks, hold control. Quick builds a line of blocks forward towards you. Okay, we're not ready for that yet, but we'll try. This is when we want to start building platforms and things. And then at the stone cutter, hold shift to craft 10 blocks at once. Okay, F to toggle your flashlight, and you can define up to 8 different toolbars by pressing F1 through 8. Okay, cool. That's some good background information. Maybe most important is the flashlight. And I know that the developer is kind of working on the flashlight. But what we've got, and there's a little, yeah, I keep getting a little hiccup. So when you see it kind of jerk over, I'm just getting a little hiccup that I didn't have in a previous playthrough, but this is under active development. Let's take a look at our crafting menu when I'm not engaged with anything. So all we got is the pickaxe and the anvil. Let's look at what we can do with the smelter. I think it's just going to be the bars, right? We saw bronze, tin, and copper. And let's look at what we can now do with our anvil. So we've got a couple things here. We've got a chisel, which allows us to alter the appearance of certain blocks. I think that may be an aesthetic thing, so I'm not worried about that early on, but we may get to that later when we want to make things look pretty. We've got tin plates that we can manufacture on the anvil. So that's a building material we're probably going to need later. Copper cables, same kind of thing. And then bronze gears we'll need as well. But this assembly table looks pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and craft that. I happen to have the sticks and rocks on me. So let's do it. And then that's automatically got dropped into our hotbar. So let's just place it right next to the furnace. All right. So I'll click and then I'm going to rotate this guy. Boom, place that. It kind of cleared out the ground beneath me. Eventually, we'll put some blocks down and this stuff will snap in maybe a little better. But let's see what we can do on the crafting table. Okay, now we've got some stuff that looks a little bit more familiar to us from factory games. We've got inserters. We've got conveyors. We've got storage, copper container. We've got the mining drill. That takes 2 copper bars and stone, so that's not far from what we can do. We can probably set out to crafting one of those pretty soon, but they need power. We've got a stone cutter. It says a workbench where you can shape stone into a variety of building materials. Use the chisel to change the pattern. Okay, well, we may need to get the chisel. We've got upward conveyor. We've got a downward conveyor. Electric pole, and then another electric pole. So it looks like maybe a electric pole made out of wood that connects at most to 4 other points. Use copper cable to wire connections. And then we've got an electric pole made out of concrete. Connects at most 4 other points. Use copper cable wires. Okay, so one's made out of concrete, one's made out of wood. We're probably going to start with wood. And then it's not just sticks. It looks like it's wood blocks. So that's something we've got to craft. What else we got here? Combustion generator. That's going to be our source of power. So we've got to feed it some type of wood or coal. I think those are the fuel sources I'm familiar with. And there may be more. I'm just not sure. Then we've got torches. Now we're going to build one of these right away because I think they look kind of cool. And then we've got the satellite array. So it links to an in-orbit subspace communication array, allows communication with Earth. This has a fair amount of ingredients that we're going to have to craft, so that may be a little ways off. Probably not this episode. And then we've got our constructor here. Takes a conveyor belt, 4 tin plates, 3 bronze gears, Not too bad. Crafts a new part out of a single input part. Crafted parts are placed on the output belt, and it requires electricity. All right. So I think what we want to do is set about automating our drilling. Getting some ore mined automatically with these drills, and we're going to need to power the drills. So I think what I want to do, we'll maybe do some scouting. I don't know how far we'll get in this episode because we're coming up near the end. But I want to set up a loop where we've got a drill mining some coal, and then that coal is being fed via conveyors back over to a furnace, or not a furnace, but let's see, what was it? I'm not going to be able to find it, but basically the power generator, and then have the power generator send power over to the mining drill. So basically we have that closed loop. Let's look here one more time. It is the combustion generator. So I want to get that built, and we're going to have power poles we're going to need, and we're going to need a drill. We can build the drill motor right now. So let's go ahead and craft that. And then let me craft the torch since I talked about it, because I think these look kind of slick. And it is dark, so now is a good time to see them. I'm going to just drag this on top of the copper ore that we had. And let me back up and see if I can't place one of these somewhere. Whoops. Right. Let's see where we want this guy. It actually will fit right here. Boom. So that's the torch. I think that looks pretty sweet. And that'll help us find our way. And there's other lights too that we can build, but for now, this isn't bad. Matter of fact, I might try and build one more. Do we have enough resource to do it? We do. And just like any factory game or most factory games, early on, we're going to do some shuttling of resources back and forth until we get some basic automation going. But for the rest of this episode, let's go see if we can find a coal deposit. And that will start our power plant, because we're going to need electricity for just about everything we do from here on out. Now it's dark, it's nighttime. It's going to be a little bit hard to find the coal deposit here in the dark. And as I mentioned, I know the developer is working on the flashlight. That's our copper. Let's just head this way. We are on a volcanic island, and there is a volcano on this island. I see a dark patch up here. Let's just take a look and see if we get lucky. There's not a lot here, but there is some coal here. So this might be a starting place. Let's just see if we can plop down that mining drill. And we're going to have to hand mine some coal. Well, let's do it by hand first. Let's grab some coal and see if we can level this terrain at all, or what happens as we mine. All right, we're getting coal. I just keep clicking here. I've got my pick selected. Let's just see. Is this going to persist, or is this going to dig out for us? Kind of expecting the terrain to change here in a second. Okay, we've got 20 coal. All right, I don't see the terrain changing. Let's see if we can drop the mining drill down. Let's go to the inventory and pop that on the hotbar. Boom. And let's just see. This may be a little tricky to place on this crazy terrain, but let's just see what happens. Let's just drop it right here. Right there. Boom. Okay, and it adjusted the terrain a little bit for us. I think that's on coal. We'll find out, but we have to power it first. So we grabbed a bit of initial coal. Let's go back down to our crafting table and craft that that combustion generator. We got some tin ore here too. It's going to come in handy. Matter of fact, we may need that for the generator. We may need to go hand mine some of that. Let's see what it says. Combustion generator. Yeah, we need 4 tin plates. And what was the other thing? 4 tin plates and 4 concrete blocks. So we're going to need to go back to that stone. And then tin plates just require, tin bars. So we got to mine tin ore. Let's go mine that tin ore that we saw. And we'll get started on it. Let's see. That was up this way, was it? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see here. Yeah, I think this was the direction we were heading. Boy, it is hard at night to see. Wasn't it over here? So you guys watching are probably saying you just walked right by it. And maybe, I'll tell you what. Before I do all this, let's see if I can get some more torches. Just as landmarks even, you know? So let's see. There's one. How many more copper bars do I have? Like 0? Probably. Yeah, I need more copper bars. While it's dark out here, I'm just going to grab some more copper. I don't know how much copper is in this deposit, but I think I want to get some of those torches on hand and drop some of those as just breadcrumbs as to where we've been. And that way I won't be chasing my tail in the dark so much. But we're going to need to mine some tin and smelt that into bars and then pound that into plates on the anvil. And then we're going to need to get some rock as well and turn that into concrete blocks. And we may need to build, I think we need to build the stone cutter machine to do that as well. So we've got a bit of crafting to do ahead of us. But again, this is a very early game. I think it has tremendous potential. As we get moving, you'll see. I like it. I like it quite a bit. I'm a sucker for factory games. But I definitely like the potential. And I like what I see. All right, let's head back over here. I think those torches again. I think those look kind of cool. Let's smelt some more copper here. We mined quite a bit. Let's see. Can we stack all that in there? Looks like 25 is the max size. We're probably going to need to get some more sticks. So while that's smelting up, let me try to chop down one of these trees. That thing is huge. So I'm going to grab the pickaxe. I've got that selected, and I'm just going to click on, boom. And let's see, what did we get? We got 6 lumber, 7 lumber. Let's look at the inventory. Just double check, see what we got. So that we got 7 lumber out of that tree, and we got 1 loam. I'm not familiar with loam is. I'll have to look that up. But that's not a term that I'm familiar with. All right, let's grab this tree down. Boom. Okay, now we've got 13, 14 lumber. Let's take this guy down. Let's just see if I can do anything by hand here. If I punch it, do I get anything? It doesn't look like it. So we got to take these guys down. Boom. Tab. Okay, that's got me 19 lumber. Let's go pop that into our furnace and see if that doesn't fuel it a bit longer. I think it may have run out of fuel. I don't see any more smoke coming out. Still have 13 ore. I'll pump in the rest of our copper ore. I'll grab those bars. And let's take... Oh, yeah, I forgot how to do this. Now, if I select this with the primary mouse button and then I right-click, it drops 1 at a time. So let's just drop 3 in there. I'll keep the rest of that wood if we need it. Yeah, it burns pretty quick. Yeah, that burns pretty quick. Let's just put all that in there. That'll get us more copper. And again, the goal of all this was to get ourselves some more torches. So let's get those crafting. Ooh, I need sticks for those. So let's go to our bush here. We will move off of the pickaxe so we can keep this supply of sticks renewable. It's a bit of an exploit. And again, if we use the pickaxe against the bush, it will remove the bush and give us, looks like 5 sticks, I think, is probably the normal. All right, we've got 11, we've got 13, we've got 14. Let's go for an even 15 here. There we go. Now swing around and let's craft some more torches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's end the first preview season episode here. We are just scratching the surface of a very, very early access game. You can wishlist this and follow it in Steam now. I'm going to be keeping on top of this game, and we're going to continue on this with this preview season pretty much as far as we can go. If we run into any game-breaking bugs, which we could, it's early, then we'll stop the season and we'll decide whether we want to restart the season or we'll just check on the state of the game at that time. But I've played for a while. I haven't encountered any real bugs. We saw a little bit in this episode, a little bit of jerkiness with the when I scroll left and right and things, but nothing game breaking. We placed our first drill miner. We're looking to get power to that, and we're in the process of finding the tin ore. We found it. We just need to find it again because I kind of got lost in the dark. But we'll find that again, collect that up, make some tin plates, and then we'll have to go get some more stone. And then with those two ingredients, I think we'll be able to build the combustion engine here, or combustion generator. It takes 4 tin plates, 3 copper bars. We'll smelt some more copper up, and then 4 concrete blocks. And then we can get that going. We've already got coal on hand. So once we get the combustion generator built, we could throw some coal into it, build some power poles, and then power up our miner. Once that guy's going, then we just need to look at getting some belts to route this coal that's produced, route it back into the combustion generator, and then we'll have that closed loop where it will feed itself and we'll have a good sustainable source of power, at least as long as that coal deposit lasts. Now that one looked pretty tiny, so we'll have to be on the lookout for more coal. Once we get daylight, that should be a whole lot easier. But for now, yeah, let me end this episode here. If you like what you see, if you enjoyed the episode, if you enjoy getting a first look at these very early games, early factory games, my goal is to get these on your radar. If you like that, please do click the thumbs up button and consider subscribing to the channel. That helps it grow, and I really appreciate that. It's a tiny channel, and I am hoping to grow it. So I enjoyed having you here. This is Glidercat signing off for now, saying I will see you in the next episode.